little bit of leather and a little bit of lace. My, oh my, mother had a pretty face. Mother was a pagan. She was a goddess. She lived a long time ago. My dad was a Vulcan, a diplomat. They say I got a lot of brothers, different mothers. That's what I know. That's what I know. That's what I know.
Hello? Hello? Anybody here? No. Still doesn't work. Boy, this ship is never going to work. I don't know. Well, welcome to Zenbox Forte. Bach, I'm not sure. I guess he took to space, the time machine. I was going to say spaceship, but he hasn't got a license for that. You know, where does a little boy at age 10 get a license to drive a spaceship? Motor vehicle on Earth in the United States didn't take it too serious. You know, I took him down a motor vehicle and I said, you know, I've got my son, I'm 122, I've got a birthday coming up soon. And yes, I do. And Bach needs a license because he's been driving around with a time machine. I thought he could use the spaceship, the little one that we have on Earth. But, nope, didn't work. Anyway, we got a few things to talk to you about. Anybody out there wants to send some photographs or videos, we would love it. You can send it to Zen Bach at care of Zen Bach at P.O. Box 195, Sayville, New York 11782. And we'll flash that as I'm talking here. The reason I like that is that we can edit a little of your videos, or we could show some of your photographs and interact the audience. And that's kind of what I like to do. Speaking of interacting the audience, I have here, see if you can see that, it says letters. And you know what it is? Photographs! I removed the letters. We will give a quicker look here. But I'm going to tell you what I've got. This photograph here is two friends of mine, Miss Swink and Mayon Kelly, and great girls. I have a lot of fun teasing them about being my wives. Oh, Zen Bach should only be so lucky. I have here another photograph, and this is Dolores Fuller. And the person with Dolores Fuller is a friend of Bach's, and it's Jason. Jason is doing a little Frankenstein thing there with Dolores. We've interviewed Dolores as well. Speaking of Jason, since him and his dad sent these photographs, I have a picture of Jason with Zachary by a coffin. And speaking of Zachary, and we're going to come across Zach in another month up at Chiller Theater. Here's Zachary signing away. And the other thing I want to mention, Zach here is doing a fan thing. He's with another friend of mine, Joel. Looks like Joel's got his fangs on, about to bite him. These are all from Joel and Jason, by the way. They did write, and I have a picture of Miss Winky with Jason. Boy, is she pretty. And a few weeks ago, we had 3 young ladies on, and we had my friend Amy Ballard, and this is a picture of the 3 Amy Ballard with her 2 other friends. And we have here another photograph of Oh, Linnea Quigley. Hi, Linnea. Boy, is she a pretty little thing. Too bad she gets cut up in all these movies. And I have another photograph here of Jason and a Scream Queen in a coffin. So anyway, that's the photographs, and I really would appreciate if some of the mail is sent in. So now that we've done a little of that, it's time for us to look into a clip that we have done. Zenbox Forte has managed to put myself into a corner, and yep, that's where I am. Well, I got some guys here that have not. I'm coming down here, guys. Talk to me. This is my second comic book convention. I've only been here 2 times. Is your first?
Yes.
You know, my name is Zen Bach. Your name is?
David.
David. Wow, great name, great name. So, David, what do you think of comic book conventions? Crowded?
Yes.
You know, lots of people way up there, huh?
Yes.
Let me come up the same height. I'm trying to get the same height as you, pal. So I feel like I'm growing and shrinking. So what do you think of comic book conventions?
You get a lot of kind of comic books and a lot of toys.
You buy anything?
No.
Not yet, huh? So what's in the bag?
Toys.
Oh, toys. See, the guy's got toys.
And
Cool,
comic books.
cool. Who's this guy you got sticking out of the bag, that yellow guy?
Hmm?
Oh, it's his? Who, your name? I'm Zen Bach, and you are?
Raymond.
Raymond. This is, I bet, your first one, too?
Yes.
You know, Raymond, you're blinking over here.
Me too.
Oh, boy. So, you guys, you having fun? You having fun, Raymond?
Yes.
So what do you think? Big crowded place?
Yes.
You like going to church on Saturday? That's what you're doing here. It's church.
Yep.
Yep. So, who brought you here?
My godfather.
Your godfather. Wow. You having fun?
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys go out there and fight through the adults and see some more comic books. And I appreciate your time. And I'm going to bring my little guys. I'm going to bring Tybach up here and have him run around the next convention. So, but I thank you for your time.
Okay.
Okay. And, well, we're going to hang out and check out what's going on around here on Zenbox Forte. Is now with someone that brought those 2 little boys. Hi there.
Hi, what's up? Hi, my name is Christopher Scott. This is my 3rd time coming back here. I just thought taking my godkids, maybe a little bit fun for them, you know. It's just trying to get a little family spirit going on, that's all.
Yeah, well, it gives them exposure to comics. There's a lot of history, you know. There's some of them are very old, and, you know, you get to see you walk around a bit yet?
Yeah, I walked around. I see a lot of former stars that I met before in my life. Because I remember when I was a young kid, I met Gerard Christopher. He's very cool. He was a down-to-earth person. Very respectable.
You get to see the girls yet up here?
Stacy Walker. She looked very nice in person.
Yeah.
Because I'm not too particularly fond of seeing pictures these days. I'd just rather see them in person.
Right. We get to actually meet them, you know. I don't know if you met Apollo Smile. She's another friend of mine. Yeah, a little anime girl.
Haven't got a chance, but she's probably cool.
Yeah, she does a nice performance, too, in music and all. So what was the first comics you got into?
Oh, man. That's like a long time
Yeah,
ago.
I know.
When I was 15, my first comic book I ever got into was the Todd McFarlane issue 298 of...
He knows the issue number. Know the issue number.
Yeah.
Do you remember Herbie? Not the car. The little weird guy that used to have a lollipop. Am I the only one ever read Herbie comics?
I heard of them, yes,
All right.
because I was young. My brother got me back into the comic books when I was young. I heard about the Herbie thing, but I never read it. I actually read it myself.
Well, I got a few years on you. A few. But, you know, and I've been noticing out there that they brought back old TV shows and movies. I saw Jerry Lewis comics. I mean, I was surprised to see that kind of stuff out there. I thought everything would have been, Mass Marvel and Superboy and Batman.
Yeah.
It's like a whole other world of comics.
Like a whole new universe, because nowadays, it seems in the comic world, it's like mostly people trying to compete with the story. Ever since Superman Doomsday Saga, it seemed like everybody trying to compete, and it seemed like sometimes certain comic books lack the intensity of, let's say, like Batman or Spider-Man or Spawn.
You notice the difference in the look of the comics? The artworks kind of look darker, I'd call it. I mean, I hadn't looked at a comic since the early 60s, and Superboy, Superman, Smallville. I was kind of like very surprised to change.
Yeah, I'm surprised of it too, because things started changing fast, because it seemed like some people are just not into the clean-cut image of some comic books. They just rather go for like the somewhat shock the hardcore, the anti-hero types of superheroes.
Yeah, I wish there was a little more of the older comics myself. I'd like to show my son that. You know, I was a little surprised to see local events put into it. I understand you got to update, but I guess the point of it is the comics are out there for the collectors. Yeah. And a show like this profiles that, and comic books really is not an age thing.
It never was, never will be, because the first time you ever have comic books that come out for adult material, I think was back in 1963, where they had Amazing Adult Fantasy, where mostly it has a lot of somewhat a little pornographic material, because it shows that people have this stereotype to think that all comic books are made for children, which is never true.
That's right. That's right. Even the movies years ago, there was a classic comic out, Fritz the Cat, and a few of those that came out to change the whole look of comics. You know, I imagine I had earlier in my time that they've actually had some of that too, but it wasn't as exposed. Well, I thank you for your time. I'll probably see you out there when we get out.
Hopefully, get a chance to see you next time when I come back in the convention.
Oh, we'll be around. All righty, these guys are going to head out, and we're going to head out and see what's out in the world of comic books on Zenbox Forte. All right, well, I'm walking around here, and some people say you got to have muscle. I don't know. Zen Bach could use some muscle. Hi, I'm going to start off to my left. I am Zen Bach, and you are?
I'm Daryl Van Benskaten, creator of Muscle Man. He's just a freak. He's not even close to a superhero, but he's attaches himself to all kinds of dirty stuff with his fisted threads of the secretion. And he's a fairly new creature, but he's gaining quite a lot of popularity on the internet, and hope to be published very soon.
So you're self-publishing right now?
Yes.
All right, before I hear a question, you are?
I am Mrs. Van Benskoten, also Mrs. Muscle Man.
Mrs. Muscle Man?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be Muscle Woman?
Muscle Woman.
Muscle Woman.
Well, I'm a human. I'm not half muscle, half man, or woman.
Human. Well, I'm half human. I'm half human.
I can tell.
Yeah, Mom was a Hopi Indian, and Dad was he was a diplomat. Hi, Dad. And I have a little 9-year-old Thai Bach, but excuse the humans, they're coming through, that's it.
Are you
they do that.
Bach?
Secrets, family secrets, family.
Thai Bach?
Yeah, that's another half. That's another half brother. Yeah, it's another. Yeah, you're getting there. All right, well, talk to me about this here. We have here. I'm going to hold this up. More humans coming through. We don't mind that. More humans coming through. We have here one of these comics, and so I'm going to ask a couple of questions on here.
Okay.
First off, this is your first issue.
Yes, that's right.
All righty. And I take it you're doing this on a home computer?
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about that, so people out there might be inspired. My son started with comics already, his first right now. Yep. At 9.
I'm using a Power Mac, which is good for people who like to spend time rebooting crashed computers.
It's not a Gates thing, but all right, Power Mac, all right. So you can yell at the that, and you use what? Like
Steve Jobs.
What kind of program do you use for that?
I use Photoshop, PageMaker a little bit, Illustrator, all Adobe products.
And so you get to basically come up with an idea, write it out, and
and I update new strips on the internet every week. And my freak, Superman, Muscle Man.
He's not a superhero.
He's not a superhero.
Just a freak.
He gets himself into all kinds of trouble. As you can see, he's in a little bit of trouble in this situation right here.
Well, aliens. Cousins again. The humans going through again.
Aliens, cousins seeking the truth.
Seeking the truth.
You think these species would be fairly intelligent to be able to travel millions of light years, but obviously they're a little mistaken about the...
They look like they glow in the dark, too.
Hey, they're special creatures.
Yeah. Well, I play blues. I have my guitar picks are logoed like that.
Yeah?
Yep, they certainly are.
I'd love to hear some Howlin' Wolf.
Oh, well, you might. You might get to see the show.
A spoonful, baby.
Oh, yeah, I like that, too. Yeah, and Backdoor Man. The humans keep walking through, but that's all right. This is what they're going to do. So, all righty, well, I'm going to go see the show. It's nice catching up to you guys.
Thank you very much.
Everybody checks out Muscle Man.
All righty,
www.muscle.com. And hopefully you'll be seeing us either in the newspapers or in the movies very soon.
All righty, and it's a freak.
He's a freak. Not to be mistaken with a superhero or a clam man.
Or clam man.
He is Muscle Man, baby.
Muscle Man. I like it. Muscle.
All right.
All righty, live here on Zenbox Forte. It's very, very tight over here. This place is packed like sardines. Hi there, I'm Zen Bach, and you are?
My name is Ian Alley Seals, also known as Superman.
Superman.
Absolutely.
Superman. I met a couple of Superman in my day. Actually, I have, really, seriously. We even have one on our webpage.
All right.
Yeah, so talk to me. What do you got here? Comics?
That's right. Rare Earth Comics is a independent press from Hartford, Connecticut. Hoo-ha.
Humans.
Who knows about them?
Yeah.
Rare Earth Comics is an independent press from Hartford, Connecticut. We published our first book 3 days ago. It's called The Channel Guard. It's a sci-fi book loosely based off of concepts from Frank Herbert's Dune and dealing with a lot of sci-fi concepts. It's a great book. It's penciled by Sheldon Mitchell, who is a colorist for She Comics, for the She Comic book by Crusade, and we're selling today, and it's going great.
Really great. So you guys do your own publishing?
Absolutely.
That's the way to go. You want to get it going.
Absolutely.
You know.
We're not with Diamond Distribution quite yet. We're just trying to sell locally, get a nice local following.
Right. Let's mention to my fans that Diamond Distribution, that's like somebody distributes to like 2 stores?
Yes, exactly.
Well, no, really, seriously, no. What, my fans won't know.
Oh, okay. Diamond Distribution.
I'm being sarcastic, guys.
Diamond Distribution is it's the distribution company that distributes all comic books pretty much to anywhere that sells comic books. It's really the only comic book distributor around anymore.
So it's like it's the show to be in when you get to that level.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know, now you have, let me see, you have a black and white comic?
Yes, we have a black and white with a full color cover. It's a great cover. It was colored by Sheldon himself. That is his stock in trades.
We have another human blocking us, so we'll continue talking here. So, okay, let me talk a little bit about the comics here, because I see some people here working on a comic.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, when did you first get into comics? Let's get back to you first here.
I started reading comics when I was 8 years old. I couldn't read until I was 8 years old, and then I started reading Silver Surfer, got me into it. I started working in comic books when I was 13 in Hartford, Connecticut with Optic Comic Books, a confederation of inner-city youth artists who were putting out stuff in the Hartford Current newspaper. And over the years, that broke apart, and parts of it reformed to Rare Earth Comics, which is what we have today. Most of everyone who works here worked in the original Optic.
So you stayed with the calling you've had and developed it.
Absolutely.
Excellent, excellent. A lot of people get lost in that, and I tell that to the young viewers out there, that the things that interest you as a young boy or a young girl, the things that are dear to you, those are the things that you should work with, and don't give things up. And you can make your hobbies and your dreams come into in this case, a business. So you've got a black and white comic, which I would understand from my printing business is the way to start out, because you avoid the high cost of the color separations initially, and then eventually work into the color comics as the circulation grows.
Yes, that's the general thing. We actually have a backup story in the book, Project Dominion, penciled and created by David Robles here, one of my long friends and a wonderful comic book artist. And one of our goals is, if after the 5th issue, if Channel Guard, our comic, is making enough money, that Project Dominion can break off and form its own book and be the second title in Rare Earth.
Excellent, excellent. So you already putting the Empire out.
Absolutely.
I like that. So you think any of your artists would like to have a chat here?
I think Mr. Robles would love to.
We're going to come on this side over here, and we're going to show this in a minute, what you're drawing. So talk to me what you got here. You're penciling away.
Right. This is my issue. It's called Project Dominion. It's sort of like a superhero book, but it has a lot of mystery, intrigue, as well as some horror in it. I'm a very good student of the old school, as far as old school artists, old school techniques, and I like their way of storytelling. But I also like the new age and the new style of comics that are coming out. So I've kind of combined both to get a nice mix of their styles, so I can do the storytelling of old, but still with the styles of recent artists.
Let me ask you a little bit about drawing. How long have you been actually doing the sketching and the drawing?
I started as far as, art. From as young as I can remember watching my sister draw. She kind of influenced me to get into art. But it wasn't until about 8th grade that I decided comics was something I liked, and not till I started drawing in the Hartford Current that I decided this was something I wanted to do for a living.
Now, I see you're drawing in pencil, and I know the comics are in black and white.
Right.
The coloring is a sub-industry in itself where they do the coloring?
Mm-hmm. Well, my job is to pencil. A lot of companies will have a separate inker who will go over the work in ink so it can be seen when printed. If someone has the money, you know, like Marvel Image, whoever it is, they'll go and have that book colored. Like what you were saying, it's industry in itself. You hire coloring houses to come in and you have a group of people who actually do coloring for the book.
The colorist is a sub talent within itself.
Yep.
Where you're here doing actually the whole layout.
Mm-hmm.
In this aspect of drawing,
Mm-hmm.
all right, the first thing I want to ask you is storyline. Are you given a storyline? You work storyline, or?
Right now, this stuff that I'm doing is written by Ian Ali Seals. The first few issues were written by Mark Dowdy. But yeah, I have them write. I go collaborate on some of the ideas, but they give me the scripts. They give me all the stuff I'm going to be drawing. I then draw it, hand it back. It's edited. Do any final changes that need to be made, but that's usually the process. You know, I've dabbled a bit in writing myself, but I like to stick to my forte, which is the illustration.
All righty. And who else do we have on the table over here?
My name is Pito Arroyo. I was one of the inkers. I helped David with his project Dominion. Right now I'm just doing some sketches, you know, just relieving stress, I guess. Comic books is something that I like, you know. David needed an inker. Yeah, so I was like, all right, you know, we had something called Ink Fest. So that's when all these inkers got together to get the job done, because an inker that was gonna do the work decided that, well, you know, I'm not gonna do the work. Right. So he gave us the pages unfinished 3 days before we had to ship it. So
the presses are ready to run.
That's right.
Right. And the ink needs to be. This sounds to me like it was a 2-hour job in the middle of the afternoon, or is it really a marathon night here? We're talking about a weekend or whatever.
It was one whole long night. We were burning the oil. We were really burning the oil. It was on a Friday, and I guess we finished.
People started like falling asleep at like 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, early Saturday.
6, you know.
6. We have one down. Yeah, we're going to get to you next. In fact, I'm going to come down there. Hi, I'm Zen Bach, and you are?
Douglas Hanson.
Douglas, talk to me. What do you got here?
Well, nothing much. I'm just trying to sell the book. That's my job.
Oh, all right. All right, so your job is finding a market.
Yeah, I guess. That's
how does one do that?
How does one do that? Well, if people come by, you try to nag and harass them to look at the book, and then the book speaks for itself. But the hardest part is actually getting them to actually like move from the TVs and like the toys and stuff.
Right.
Actually take notice that there's something going on over here.
Compliments to you that you haven't used any cheap sex to sell the comic.
Well, that's something that. To our left is a woman selling just pictures of supermodels, just like, you know.
Yeah, we know them. We personally know them.
Oh, okay.
That's another show we do with Scream Queens, which you probably want to see them. But anyway, that's true. That really is true.
Anyways, and so a lot of people come over here asking if they can see what women.
All right, let me talk serious stuff for you now. You're talking about selling these to people walking by. I would take it there's got to be a marketing to stores and things like that. Have you worked on any of that yet?
Yeah, we have. Well, right now we're still selling on consignment at a lot of shops in the Connecticut area. We haven't gone to DC yet, to Diamond yet. I'm sorry, because of the constraints that they put on us.
Right. So the first thing you got to do is basically get a volume of comics printed, and make them disappear.
Well, that's the hope, and
that's the first step. Yeah. I just want to break this down because I might have a 9 or a 10-year-old out there who says I want to do comics. And maybe they want to figure out that it's more than one person here. I mean, you're drawing, we're inking, we got coloring, we got covers, we got layout design, we got the printer, and of course everybody knows the printer is very patient and fixes the job up on their own for free, of course. They want everything in rough form, right? No, I think they want it all done and nailed to go. I'm kidding around with everybody, but the point is you guys got to put together an entire concept, very clear, and quote on time.
Right.
So what do you think of a comic book convention?
I think I like it. I've only been outside once or twice yet because I've been kind of locked down.
It's snowing outside.
It's snowing outside? Oh my God,
I lied.
It's horrible.
No.
But they've actually got a ball and a chain on my leg here. I can't really go very far. I went out once and
Stop talking about that, the ball and chain.
Oh, see how we got to leave the ball and chain. You know, he really does have, watch this, I'm going to hit it. My goodness, I'm telling you. All right, I'm going to mosey on out of here. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Would you like a book?
We would love a book.
Yeah?
We would love a book. Yes, let me thank you. Let me thank you. And I'll thank you.
Live long and, you know.
Yeah, wow, he does that better. Long Island arthritis, man. Now, here we are in a church doing comics.
That's right.
It
Big
seems
Apple.
like Big Apple. Now, I want to talk to you about something.
Sure.
I got a brochure the other day from DragonCon, is it?
Yeah, DragonCon.
Now I want to say something about DragonCon. Next year, I'm going to make an attempt to get down there and get on it. Well, I want to perform.
Yeah,
I'm now part of Chiller, doing in between the bands.
Yeah, I saw your gig. It was great.
Thank you, thank you. We finally got warmed up by the end of the night. It's a tough gig. But I want to talk about you, what DragonCon. Talk to my people about what DragonCon's about.
DragonCon is, in our opinion, the greatest science fiction comic convention in the United States. It rules. It has the best fans. It's got the widest audience of like anime, manga, comics, sci-fi, movie, action, hero, adventure, music. The best fans in the United States, I think, come to DragonCon because the vibe is the absolute purest and enjoyment is had by all.
What is it like? I mean, what are we talking about? A hotel?
Yep, this year I think it's at the Atlanta Marriott.
We'll check that.
Okay, and it's huge. It's got like vast rooms and lots of space for artists and dealers and performers. It's just the best.
What I want to know is, now this is like an all weekend thing?
Yeah, this year it happens September 3 through 6. And it runs 24 hours. They have like anime video screening room. They have live performances. I get to perform.
Wow, yeah, definitely. Well, we've got a couple of music videos from you. We also got some from Chiller, too.
Yep.
So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to beam it over to you.
Okay.
All right, and Tyvok says thank you very much for helping him. You know, and yeah, things are going very well, and we will cross up with you. You've been very popular here, and I appreciate your time.
Oh, well, I appreciate being interviewed by you. You're always a great host.
Oh, and as usual, this girl glitters. She signs and glitters. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good. Now, who wants to do the cheerleading thing? All right. Well, it's Zen Bach time to talk on politics. You know, I've been watching the Earth television, and there's been a lot of things going on television that are just kind of tough. So I just wanted to say that I think it's time for the kids and the grown-up kids, you know, the ones they call adults, to turn off the news for a little bit, know what's going on, but let's get into the lighter side of things and enjoy a little bit of fun and excitement while we have it here. I know there's a lot of things going on in the world, and everybody is concerned, and I am too. But right now, we also need, at home, to feel a little bit good about ourselves and have some fun. So that's what we're going to do now. It's time for us to close. I want to say hello and goodbye, and I want to say enjoy the fantasy on Zenbox Forte. Okay, guys, let's go. Oh, shake these old Vulcan bones.